Hello, hello. This will be a Steelhead CID testing video, which just happened recently. So I'm going to go over some proxies because there are a few since, well, it's a CID. Everything that's a unit and is 10 people is Steelhead. Just the regular Steelhead halberdiers. There's 3 of them. So those Idrians on the right, the actual Steelheads, and the riflemen on the left, those are all Steelheads. The blue proxy bases are the volley guns, and the black proxy base, which I want to say is over here, is the mortar. That is the Talon, and those 2 nomads are what the heck are they called? They're the new one that Crucible Guard. The Toro, for Pete's sake. That's Stanis back there, and the Steelhead cavalry, and this is Damiano. The flamethrower dude back there is going to be the gunner, the Steelhead gunner, and Orn Midwinter, who's back there somewhere, is going to be the Steelhead Arcanist. Now, right away, there's something I want to talk about. Why on earth would mercenaries bring nomads instead of Toros? The only advantage I can see is that the nomad has an open fist. The Toro's got 1 more defense, 1 more armor, and countercharge for this cheaper cost. I get it making the nomad cost more, but, and they did it because, just like the Marauder, it was a little bit too cheap. Well, now there's just absolutely no reason to bring nomads. Unless you really value that open fist, which open fists are good and situationally do amazing things and situationally win games with power attacks kill casters. However, more often than not, 9 times out of 10, you'd rather have a better beat stick. That point can be argued, and I can see both sides of it. But then I guess I don't like that change. Someone at the shop today said it perfectly. Nomad's perfect at 11.5 points. You make it 12, no one will bring it. You make it 11, and everyone's like, "Whoa, this is a deal!" and goes freaking crazy like they found a steal on eBay. But yeah, unfortunately, making it 12 points, they're just bring the Toro. Even at 11 points, the Toro's probably going to be seeing a lot more than the Nomad. I don't know what to do about that. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe the Nomad and the Toro needs to get looked at, or maybe the Nomad needs something changed to differentiate it from the Toro. But yeah. So right away, there's 2 mistakes I make. 1 mistake happens now. There's 2.5 mistakes I make. So this is my first mistake. These 2 Destors are in range of that volley gun right there, which I knew nothing about. And this is going to be a great example of how the volley gun works, and we were very pleased with how it works. With Tactician and everything, it gets money shot from Damiano, and it gets Deadeye. And with volume fire, it goes from a rat 5 or a 4 to like a 7 or a 6 with money shot to an 8 or a 9 with Deadeye. It's not missing those defense 13 Destors, who probably should have been blurred, but honestly, it wouldn't have helped them because blur's on those Sentinels, because I thought, I put the blur on the Sentinels because I thought point blank was going to come into play with the Steelhead cavalry, but it becomes a melee attack, so blur doesn't help against it anyways. I realized that next turn and drop it, I believe, or the turn after that at some point. But yeah, it rolls 3 shots, or it rolls 2 shots and it has 1. It had 3 shots, whether it rolled the D6 or D3 and got 3 shots, or it was D3 plus 1. I can't remember which, but it got 3 shots and it blew away both of the Destors that were in range of it after being desperate paced and walked forward. Then everything just kind of moves up and gets threatening. He shoots with the mortar crew, targeting Eiryss. He rolls 2 for deviation. Perfect. Hits Eiryss, kills her. Eiryss is dead, first to mini. The wall is kind of awkward for him. We talked about this. He doesn't have Pathfinder in the list, and he was just trying to figure out where he could put the wall where he doesn't get screwed with being able not to charge and get over it. We're on second hindsight. We're that trench. If you want to be in that actual trench, it's a poorly placed trench. You're going to be in within 12 inches. So you'll be in kill box. So we're thinking about taking that wall and moving it back towards the trench to make a place for him to hide. Kaelyssa has Phantom Hunter, but you know what? Against most people, they don't have an amazing tool like Phantom Hunter, and even having it there still makes Kaelyssa spin the focus for Phantom Hunter, which has value in itself. But yeah, those two Destors died. That was a pretty bad mistake of mine, and the reasoning is those two Destors are pretty critical for taking that side. I'll show it over here. So on this side, I can play a decent attrition game on that left-hand side. He's a little bit heavier over there with the Cav, 2 units of Steelhead, and the Toro. I needed those. I needed Banshee and Hydra and Kaelyssa to shoot down a lot of those Cav, preferably 2 or 3 Cav, and then the Destors with the POW 14s can maybe take out another Cav, and they could have just mulched so many Steelhead, because you charge, you get your charge attack, you get your impact attacks, and then you get your dual shot attack. And between these 3 Destors over here, he's also got a covering fire template up there from his other volley gun. Between those 3 Destors, I think I kill like 8 Steelhead. Banshee goes up, shoots one of the cavalry, rolls really bad on the boosted damage roll, it lives. Hydra goes up, hits the other one, rolls really bad on the damage roll, it lives. I think it took 1 damage. It was dice off. It was dice off 2, and I rolled a 4. And on the other one, I also rolled a 4. So it only took 1 damage. So both of them are alive. Kaelyssa, before that though, Kaelyssa shot Surefoot off of them. Alexia is way over here on the side. I forgot to mention her. She changed. We think the soul change is great. She kind of gets misplayed here. She has to run away from Hydra because Hydra would totally just shoot her dead with a Phantom Hunter, given the chance. I'd still need to roll a boosted 10 to hit, but I would just love to do that. She's a great solo, and taking her off the board. Actually, and you know what? I would have to roll a boosted 10, and then it'd be death off 1. I would have to roll a boosted 11. The odds of that are something around 25%. It's actually not that likely, and that's a misplay on my part. Although, if it does hit and the damage roll isn't an 11, the deadly shot from that little guy could probably finish her off. As it is, he misses the 6 to hit sacrificing movement to hit Alexia, and Ghost Sniper shoots a Steelhead. Sentinels move up on the left, and Kaelyssa pops her feet. And these Sentinels over here, I push them forward, but I don't push them forward aggressively enough. I run a Soulless Escort into that Talon, which fantastic move. Happy with that. Gets in the way, makes it get killed, triggers Vengeance. The rest of these Sentinels should have been up near that forest so they could Vengeance into the forest and then charge anything they wanted to. But I don't push them aggressively enough. And the map looks like this. So here's my second mistake. My second big mistake. I haven't played against Damiano, and I forget about Road to War. So this Toro over here is going to Road to War over the wall and walk to Banshee, and is going to kill Banshee. So how this needed to play out. I needed my Destors to get in there, kill a whole bunch of Steelheads, and damage the cavalry. That more or less happened, except for I just killed more Steelheads and didn't bother with the cavalry. I needed Banshee and Hydra to kill more cavalry, and Kaelyssa. That also didn't happen. And if I do all those things and I kill all the Steelhead, the Toro is just going to kill the Destors, and then the Sentinels will kill the Toro and the remaining Steelhead, and I can finish off the rest of the cavalry. Instead, there's way too many cavalry over there, and I lost Banshee. Banshee needed to keep this middle of the board safe, because ultimately the attrition war was just going to go back and forth based on who's a little bit better at positioning, and who's a little bit better with dice, and who's a little bit better at this and that. But in the big scheme of things, I can threaten assassination if I hold that middle of the board with my jacks. When I lost that Banshee and I lost those 2 Destors, I lost my attrition on the left, and I lost my attrition in the middle, and I lost my assassination attempt, or my assassination potential without the slam gun and the bonus damage from the POW 14. It did not feel good at all. Also, Damiano popped feet, so that Nomad is... The Banshee was what needed to kill that Nomad. Hydra's not going to do it. Hydra just, nope, not going to do it. Sentinels are going to be dice off 11. They're not going to do it either. So, yep. The mortar drifts Okay, so yeah, that was basically my turn. His turn. Alexia charges in, kills the sniper, and repositions way back behind my lines to be freaking annoying, and gets a soul. Toro kills Banshee. Other Toro, Road to War's up, kills those two Destors. Stanis Brocker goes in, kills that Destor. And then they get into my Sentinels over here and kill like 3 of them, triggering Vengeance, which I think I'm okay with. Also, the Ghost Sniper gets a dude on him. Volley guns put out more covering fires, and they stagger the covering fires, effectively locking out this whole unit of red Sentinels, because I still have my mini feet for them. So I could charge them through the covering fire templates. But with 2 covering fire templates and them staggered apart from each other, what that means is I like to put one Sentinel at the edge of the covering fire template and then charge through him with Tactician, so that I'll get the base-to-base Iron Sentinel bonus, or Wall of Steel bonus, so that they're more likely to survive the POW 12, needing 9s instead of needing 7s. However, because he's staggered like that, I won't get that bonus on the second covering fire template because I can't get a guy in between the 2 of them. So yeah, that's I'm just not getting my Sentinels into the middle of that board where the Toro killed the Banshee and I'm in trouble. Yeah, map looks like this. So it's under Damiano's feet turn. Kaelyssa goes up and pretty much stationaries the 2 Toros, and then on a third shot, she boosts to hit this guy to free the Ghost Sniper, needing, I think it was a 8 to hit. I miss, and then I roll the 10 I need to hit, so I kill my Ghost Sniper. She refuges over here on the other side of that. All these Idrians and Alexia die to Vengeances and Charges, and the Talon gets beat up a little bit. And I get a couple of Sentinels over there into those Idrians and roll really good. I needed 8s. I think I rolled like a 9 and a 10, killed 2 Idrians on the charges. So I'm just going to try and lock out this zone and take this zone so that I can counter score, because I'm going to lose this side. Sentinels charge and Vengeance in over here on the left. I fail to kill the Cav with like 5 attacks, and I don't do a whole lot to the Toro. That's really bad because I'm stuck right there. Yeah, does not feel good. All those Cavs still alive and failing to kill them again on some bad dice. Yeah. Hydra goes in, knocks down the Toro, who's also stationaried, and cripples its sword arm. So that's something going for me. Unlikely to kill the Hydra now. And this is more or less what the board looks like. Yeah. I pop iron or my mini feet with both units of Sentinels this turn because it's ouchie time. Knowing that he's going to clear this zone and he's going to start going up on scenario, he's like, these Idrians, you just need to contest for the rest of the game and get in the way of the Sentinels so they can't get into those volley crew. So kill none of the red Sentinels, so these Sentinels can't turn around with Vengeance, and just put dudes on the edge of this zone. Great play. I approve of this message. That was well done. Toro and Talon stationary and beat up on Hydra. And Mortar crew shoots in the deviation, kills the 2 Arcanist. So far, CID reporting this Mortar crew, it's AoE 4 of Powerful Blast, or gosh dang it, what's it called? It's the thing that makes your blast damage always POW 10. Working fantastic, as intended. The 2-inch, he drifted 2 inches to kill Eiryss, and he drifted 2 inches to kill these 2 Arcanists. And he also killed a couple of Sentinels. It's paid for itself. It's doing a great job. Damiano does a good job with it. He used Money Shot on it to make the blast POW 12, since on the Sentinels back over here last turn. Really cool effect. Money Shot's doing amazing things this game with those weapons crews. And really impressed with him. So Toros, yeah, I talked about that. Damiano's not going to be camping much at the end of this turn because he handed out focus to a whole bunch of things. His jacks, maybe a little bit of mistake. It didn't really work out very well, but he wanted it to make sure that he cleared these zones and got an attrition lead. So here's the awkward. So we love the idea of Steelhead cavalry having flank and getting point blank, where point blank and the mount will be under flank. That's really cool. 3 flanking attacks. It makes them worth it. It makes them great. They're good. It's pretty cool. However, they only have 1-inch reach, and we see that as an issue. We feel like it really limits them from doing anything more than being beaters. And when they are beaters, you can only really fit 3 of them around a heavy anyways, depending on angle and how things work out. So it makes it awkward for getting the tons of damage out of them that you want. And they're a little bit cheaper. They're 18 points, but I just feel like I want them to have 2-inch reach. That might be too much to ask. I don't know, but like at this spot here, 2 heavy cav, one guy can get on this Sentinel and one can get on this Sentinel, and then this heavy cav does a ton of work and can kill 3 Sentinels. But there's just nowhere for them to land. It's a mess. It's a disaster. This is a perfect situation, a perfect way of showing that 1-inch reach really blows. all those guys, all those Sentinels are under flank from these Steelhead that are coming in off the sides and charging them, and you generally not killing them. But the cavalry just can't reach them. They just can't get into that big ball of them. And this we don't like that. We talked about it quite a bit during the game, and it was like, this is really awkward, and we want them with Tactician to unjam those so the Steelhead then can go farther in and the Toro can go farther in. Just didn't work out, didn't happen. But anyhow, between the Toro, all the Steelhead, and the cavalry, those Sentinels do get cleaned up, but they all were stuck there as a result. Ideally, the Steelheads and the cavalry clear all those Sentinels, and the Toro goes off and does Toro things. That's really, really bad for me, the Retribution player. But didn't happen. And here's what map looks like. He scored 1. So it scores 1-0. I think it's about turn 4 now. And I think I've got to assassinate him if I have any chance of winning. His stuff is just too far forward, and I'm not going to be able to score this right-hand side soon enough. I just don't like it. Don't like it, Sam, I am. So, there's a spot where I can stand and I can shoot Damiano with Kaelyssa, since he's pretty much almost exactly 18 inches away. However, I will be engaged to that Toro, and the objective will be blocking me. After my Vengeance attacks and some charge attacks, I kill the Talon, but I cannot get rid of the Toro without also using the Hydra. Kaelyssa is not going to kill a 15-16 all by herself with 3 boosted attacks, boosted hits, and boosted damages, and buying. Actually, I won't even be able to get all 3 of those boosted. I just don't have the focus for it, which is very unfortunate. Yeah. But I just can't get her there. Because even if I don't see a way that Hydra can get rid of the Toro and not block her path to walk over there and shoot him. Also, because the Hydra is stationary, it has to shake stationary. It only has 2 focus, and I don't have an Arcanist to give him more focus. I could take a free strike, but I don't want to become stationary again from the Talon. And the freaking Toro might cripple something, since Hydra's, you can't see the card, but its force field's gone and there's some damage on its left arm. I don't want to risk losing my generator or my Cortex and not being able to take the shot I need on Damiano with a POW 14. Can't get it to 15 anyway because I can't allocate to it after the shake, since that happens afterwards. So I can't make the assassination happen. The Hydra and Kaelyssa being the guns I want. I could do a backlash plan, but it's going to be too little too late. So I settle for killing the Talon with Sentinels, Hydra beating up the Toro, throwing it into the house so it's knocked down, Sentinels finishing it off, Kaelyssa shooting some things. I would like to shoot down both of those guys with Kaelyssa, but I make a mistake and run a Sentinel to engage them to trigger Vengeance, thinking I'm clever. I really should have just shot them both with Kaelyssa and scored that zone and made this a game. I did not, though. I messed that up. And this is what the board looks like. Let's see if I can... It's hard. We're going to have to look at it from the sideways angle. So he's going to win on scenario here because I wasn't able to contest that zone. The flag bearer would have taken a free strike, and I just didn't have anything that could get over there without taking a free strike. Oh, I also needed all those Sentinels to kill the Toro, which also would have been bad. So basically, it's now 2-0. His thing is he's going to score that zone again, making it 3. Kill the objective, make it 4. Kill my Hydra and 2 Sentinels, making it 5. And he's already contesting this zone. So that's more or less exactly what happens. Damiano blasters and shoots, because he has that on his card if you pay a focus, shoots that middle Sentinel, killing the other Sentinel and doing a POW 12 to Hydra. The 2 volley guns and the mortar shoot the crap out of the Hydra, kill the Hydra. Stanis Brocker kills the flag guy, gets out of the way. Toro comes streaming across the field and kills that objective, scoring the zone at the same time. We shake hands, good game. We post-CID talks, the Arcanist, we liked him. We like having the option of him in there. We liked an 8-inch Empower on command. We liked his gun with the crit pitch. No, wait, maybe that was the other guy. But yeah, we like that he gives out the magic weapons to dudes around him. But we think that's a great way to give mercenaries options into Crix. It's not everything they need into Crix, but it is something. It helps. And the we really liked the volley guns. They did fantastic. They killed Destors. They paid for themselves when they did that. They continue to shoot things all game long. I never really could threaten them just because there's so many Steelheads in my way who also are just always good. Stanis Brocker as a weapon master seems pretty good. Also him giving Mark the target. Great for the volley guns and the mortar. We also really like the mortar. I mean, you're mainly only using it for its blast damage, but it works great this game. Maybe that is a little bit luck-based, but you know what? It works pretty well. It's different. It's kind of cool. And you can kind of get the same thing with a Fire for Affected, one of the other crews that Awesome used to run all the time. But this high blast damage, it's going to be better with all that. Steelhead Calv, we like the direction they're going. Can we get their melee range changed to 2-inch just on their axe, please? That'd be cool. Also, I still stand behind our statement that the Toro and Nomad need some differentiation. Because right now, Toro just looks like it will just straight up always replace Nomad. And that's probably how it was going to be anyways before the CID. Oh, and here's an actual picture to show how things ended up. But yeah, was a fun game. Great opponent. He's a fantastic player. Like where the Steelhead CID is going. And let us know what you guys think. And if you guys agree or disagree, or if you have any other proposed changes to these new CID models. Thanks.